Another good, diverse style of play for us. They're going to pressure us full court. They're going to be trying to be very, very disruptive. They're going to want us to not be able to function in the full court or the half court. They've got a post player that puts up video game numbers. She played well against us last year. And I think in the team that Dawn has put together, they're very, very deep. She's going to play 10, 12 players, and they come at you in waves. So really good, quick turnaround for us. They've played one game as well. So quick turnaround for both of us and a good chance to see a different style of play, different style of attack, and force us to defend a different way as well.
Alyssa, we'll start with you.
Yeah, Coach, I have a question about Samaria Spencer. She's someone that I don't think we've actually ever asked you about, but I've been really impressed with her in the exhibition and against Tarleton State. I mean, she's got the most minutes off the bench. She was in double figures in both of these games. I mean, as a freshman, I feel like she's kind of snuck up on us, and it's like, oh, wow, who's she?
Yeah, because of geography. You know, we don't hear a lot about Fort Lauderdale, the greater Fort Lauderdale area high school girls basketball scene. So, yeah, we all knew that she would probably be a little bit of a surprise because of that reason, because we knew so much about Jersey and Miriam and Sasha because we grew up watching her. But Sam is she's very unfreshman-like. I said it last night. I think that's the best way to say it. She's not one to wait around. She's not one to she jumps in. She's a cannonball. She jumps right in, both feet, tuck and go. And I think y'all are starting to see what we've seen in her. When we went to see her and we heard that she was interested in maybe leaving the state and interested in the way we played, we really started following her. And you could tell very, very quickly she was going to fit into our style of play. You never know how quickly that transition will happen. It's usually a little faster for guards than bigs because of the strength factor as well. But I think you can tell that she's as quick with the ball as anybody we've had in a long time. She's strong with it. She's getting to learn from Matt, you know, how to make some of those decisions. They've struck up a great friendship. And Paul, just for you, she's going to be starting tomorrow afternoon. So she'll be in that starting lineup tomorrow afternoon. So you can speculate on the other four, but she will be not because of how she played, just because we've talked about starting different lineups throughout the first several games of our season. And this was kind of next in the rotation because of the matchup. UAPB's got a lot of guards. So matchup to matchup, we're going to try to get a lot of speed on the floor. So again, start your predictions now.
You made that a little bit of that comparison, but I was going to ask, I mean, she reminds me a little bit of Michaela Daniels, who came in here as a freshman, another girl from the East Coast in Maryland, who quickly adapted quite easly. Do you see that similarity?
You do. Yeah, you can't help but. They do it different ways, and they've come from different, but a very strong background, her support system, her family, her grassroots program. She's got a very, very supportive system, which usually leads to a smooth transition. Doesn't always happen, but it gives it a chance. And she just is she's a sponge. She asks great questions. I can always tell what kind of a kid you're talking about by the questions that they ask. And she's a great question asker. And she wants to be told the truth. She's not, you know, a lot of kids say they want to be told the truth. And then they really, when they hear it, they're not so sure. This one's the one. She does that. She wants to hear it, and she can take it, and she can give it back a little bit too. She's feisty now. You'll see that over the next 4 years. But yeah, it's fun to watch those two compete every day in practice, and then every now and then end up on the same team. And they've been very good when we've played them together in spurts.
Now, I don't want to jinx you because I know you're a little stitious. But when you look at this UAPB game and maybe focusing on what you guys need to do to get better for that UConn game, what are the areas to take care of business, not to overlook them, but that you want to see before you hit the road for a very big test?
Yeah, and I think it was very important to know we've talked about all three of these opponents in a group. You have to. You can't say, let's just wait and try to go play UConn on one-day prep. That's not realistic. So we've been very open about it. We've said we have to prepare. We have to look ahead. The diverse style, this is a team that's going to come pressure us. a little bit more than Tarleton. They stayed back and tried to contain us, much like UConn will do. They'll be up on us and force us to prepare for a big player inside that's very capable scorer. We'll do some things that are hopefully going to help us win the game tomorrow, but will also keep us not only preparing for UConn, but preparing for at Arkansas State the next week. And then I think SMU's maybe after that. We break the season down into chunks, and I think it's okay to do that. I think you have to do that. But specifically just a variation style of play from what we've seen in our closed door scrimmage, our exhibition, and then last night. More variety. Yep.
Thank you.
Paul, will go to you.
Hey, Mike, just, this, looking at your schedule in UAPB, you're playing all of the, I think all the D1s
Yep.
in state. I mean, something you wanted to do. I mean, you talked before about this. Just talk about the importance of that for you and the team.
It doesn't really do anything for me other than I hope help the state. I hope it helps every high school program. I hope it helps UAPB. Every school that we play, I truly do want our state to be recognized for having great basketball. And we can't do that if we don't help each other. I tried to get tickets to Arkansas State game, and they said it's sold out. You can't get them. Now, I don't think the whole building's sold out, but like they're packaging it with some deals. That's a good thing for our sport. It's a good thing for our game. And once it became available to us as an option, again, like I said, we're kind of cannonball people. I wanted to jump right in and get them all as quick as we could. We were able to get Coach Foley's done a little bit quicker because I had a little closer relationship to him, and it was we were able to do that. And we were planning on doing it last year as well, but COVID kind of struck. So I hope it's something we can do every year. I plan on, again, we'll play at UAPB at some point, just like we will at UCA at some point, not just all in Bud Walton Arena, because we have fans all over. We have people that follow us from all over. And I think it's very, very important that we do everything we can do to help all programs rise.
Thanks, Mike.
Yep.
Randy, we'll go to you.
You talked about a moment ago, Mike, that is basically the pressure that UAPB is going to put on you in regards to full court. You didn't press, I don't think, any last night. That's obvious because of the score. What kind of tempo do you want to create against UAPB, and how much pressure do you think you need to apply tomorrow?
We want to play as fast as we can go without taking bad shots and turning it over. Hopefully that's very fast. A game in the 80 to 90 possession range won't bother us. That'll play into our hands. So I hope we can get it going that pace. That'll depend on how sure we are with the ball. If they start taking it from us a bunch, we'll have to slow down. And I do think defensively we're a little bit longer than we've ever been in the past. Any team I've ever coached, I've never had a team with this much length. We can be disruptive at times too. And I thought last night, holding Tarleton to 33, it shocked the heck out of me. I was after watching them on film, I didn't think we had that in us. So I think we may be a little bit better defensively than I thought we were at this point. So hopefully that'll show a little bit more tomorrow night, because it'll be really, really important, not only Sunday, but the rest of the way. I do think we're better defensively, longer, more athletic, and I think we can be a little bit disruptive at times, which will increase the pace even more.
Last night may not have been totally indicative of how you want to use Sasha and particularly Jersey. It seemed like Jersey was not really engaged as much as you'd like for it to be. What are the ways that you want to get Jersey more involved, and then finding really a niche for both Jersey and Sasha?
Yeah, and you're exactly right. That's a good observation and a good question. I don't know the answer to it yet. I still don't know what we have in those two players. Jersey is, none of us have ever coached a player like her. She made the first three of the game, and then I can show you a clip where she drove it from the top and laid it in up at the rim, looked like George Gervin changing. She's just got the ability to do so many things. We got to figure out what she's best at. And I think she does too. Rather than have this mile wide, inch deep stuff, I want her to narrow it a little bit. Yeah, get a little bit more recognizable, I guess, predictable. That, I know that sounds funny to say, but I see where you're coming from. I see it every day. and it's in glimpses. And you remember that it's hard to think of her as a freshman sometimes because of some of the things she's capable of doing. But, you know, that two-handed block shot, pick it up and lead the break, that I've never coached a player like that. I don't have a drill for that yet. So we're going to let her just keep playing. We're going to keep moving her around until it clicks. I think we'll all know it when we see it. But don't ever, sometimes she makes it look easy. It's not a lack of engagement. That kid is locked in the entire time, whether she's in or she's not in. It is going to be a lot of positions, a lot of things coming, and it'll come in flashes for a while. It'll be that first made three and that drive. And then sometimes when she didn't catch an inbounds ball, there was nobody close to the ball and she just missed it. We'll look at it on film today. I think the next time you see her do it, she'll grab it two hands and nobody will touch it from her. She's a fast learner. And it is going to be a fun evolution watching this kid go from who we've seen to who she'll be by the time it's all said and done.
And you got a nice problem in trying to figure out how to utilize Ilana. I thought last night she's basically saying, Coach Neighbors, you got to play me more.
I mean, they're all playing about the same right now. Anybody that's trying to decipher what we're doing, they can come up and sit in my office and we can talk about it for an hour or two. But we're playing kids in lineups that we've put together throughout the week. If you look at the three, y'all weren't at the closed door scrimmage, nobody could be there. But if you look at the closed door scrimmage, Mac and Sam are pretty much splitting time, 20 minutes and 20 minutes. And Aaron and a combination of Jersey and Emory have been doing that. But then those other spots, they're all played the same amount of minutes. Alana's played the same as Amber. Alana's played the same as Riley and Marquisha. We want to, at the end of 8 or 10 games, be able to look up and everybody have about the same number of possessions in equal lineups so that we've got some usable information. But yeah, no, right now, again, every day in practice is so important and every drill is important because the separation is so minute.
I'm a player. Thank you.
Yep.
Brett, we'll go to you.
Like, I think if you would have put $10 down on a parlay that Devo and Amber Ramirez would not have scored in the opening game, you'd probably be able to buy a house. But outside of scoring or plus minus, when you evaluate, what are some of the things you were looking back on last night for rotations or anything else?
Just how they played together, the quality of shots that we were getting, and then how we functioned defensively. Were we able to come up with enough stops? Were we able to defend the perimeter with certain lineups? I never go into a game thinking one player has to score X number of points for us to win. I would not have thought it would be that, but the shots that found her were pretty tough. They guarded her, which if you look at our film and you don't have film on us, you're going to put your best defensive player on her and say, don't leave her, make her life tough, which Amber's maturity is that, hey, that's fine. Y'all got, you got me tonight, but you didn't guard these other ones. And we just hung 85 on you. That's the way she looks at it. The ball will find her when we need it to find her. We have some set actions we probably could have called, but again, to me at this point in the time of the year, that's not what this is all about. This is not about getting anybody numbers or stats. This is about us making sure that we've got enough usable film and data to follow what our eyes are seeing. We're not an analytically driven decision-making program. I still trust my gut and my eyes, but I do like to have that information to help me make those decisions. So, but yeah, you're right. I think Debo probably led him in minutes played, and I think Amber was close to ours, and our lineups were so effective because Mac and Sam don't drive it to the basket if that kid's help defenders planted in the lane. That kid's out there hugged up, and that's why we get layups. And that's why Sasha gets drives and we get sticks backs because, everybody says, it just doesn't look like Amber's moving. I said, why would I move her with that kid? We're playing 4-on-4 because they're denying her in the corner. We'll play 4-on-4 with the rest. That's okay. And Amber knows that she's been here long enough to know that over the course of the games that we're going to play, that ball will find her.
Do you feel like there were times in the second half where your length completely disrupted even their ability to pass, or feel like everything was altered, passes, shots, everything?
Yeah, they all had a little bit more arc to them, which allowed us to close out a little bit better. We were blocking shots, which Again, I'm not used to having shot blockers, but I'm getting more comfortable with them attacking it and fouling a little bit more. I'll have to come to grips with that, but that's okay. Yes, our length and size got disruptive, and it got to. I don't know their team well enough to know whether they were physically tired, but it looked demoralizing to me. It looked like that they were a different team in warmups than they were coming out at halftime, and I think that had a lot to do with the fact that we played probably better than we looked on film. I don't know what their scout film looked like, but I think there was a little bit of a moment of, whoa, wait, we're having a really hard time running the stuff that we prepared to run.
We're back and better than ever. A new web interface to start the basketball season and more props, odds, and lines than ever before. BetOnline remains your #1 spot for all basketball and football action this season. Head to the new updated desktop or mobile website to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use our promo code BELIEVE50 to receive your bonus. That's BLEAV 50 to receive your bonus. From basketball, football, and baseball postseason, NHL, boxing, and UFC, right to your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts.